If you're over 35, training hard, eating clean, and your body is just not changing the way it used to, it's not your effort. There's a hormonal chain inside you that builds muscle. After 35, it's running at half power. By your 40s, growth hormone can be less than half of what it was at 25. You can't out-train that, but it's not broken. It's dialed down. And there are 3 peptides, not the famous ones that actually work, that turn it back up. One rebuilds your foundation. One gives you visible change. And the third one does something no amount of training ever can. Grows brand new muscle cells. I'm Dr. Will Haas, 15 years in regenerative medicine. Here's the exact ladder in order. So what actually changes after 35? Building muscle isn't really about the gym. It's an assembly line with 4 stations. Your brain fires the signal first, your pituitary releases growth hormone, your liver converts it into a secondary hormone called IGF-1, and IGF-1 finally plugs it into your muscles and tells it to grow. 4 stations. In your 20s, the whole line runs at full speed, which is why a 22-year-old grows muscle looking at a dumbbell. But after 35, the very first station starts firing weaker. The whole line slows down, and here's the trap. No training program on earth can speed up an assembly line that's running at half power. That's the ceiling everyone hits. 3 peptides coming up, each fix a different station on this line. The good news, the line isn't broken. It just slowed down, and these peptides can make it run like it used to. The first peptide rebuilds the very first station. Your pituitary doesn't release growth hormone on its own. It waits for a signal from your brain's command center, a molecule called GHRH. As you age, that go signal weakens. The pituitary is still fully capable, it's just getting a quieter instruction. So you need something that restores the strength of that signal. That's what Sermorelin does. Sermorelin is a synthetic version of growth hormone releasing. It mimics the natural go signal your brain sends. It's the oldest peptide in this category, developed back in the 1980s, with the longest clinical track record of any growth hormone peptide in use today. And here's what patients actually notice first. It surprises them. Their sleep gets deeper. That matters more than it sounds. Your single biggest natural growth hormone surge happens in deep sleep, which is exactly when your body does most of its muscle repair. Fix the sleep, and the rest follows. Soreness that used to linger for days starts clearing in 24 hours. Body fat slowly drops, lean muscle slowly builds, and your energy in the gym comes back. Sermorelin is the foundation, the safest starting point, because it works with your body's own feedback system instead of overriding it. It's a small injection under the skin, usually in the evening, to work with your body's natural rhythm. But Sermorelin only hits one switch, and for real, visible change, one switch isn't enough. Think of your pituitary as having 2 switches, not one. GHRH is the ignition. A second hormone, ghrelin, is the accelerator. Hit both at once, and you get your biggest, most powerful growth hormone pulses. Sermorelin only hits the ignition. That's why for a lot of people in their 40s and 50s, it's just not enough on its own. So the real move is to hit both switches, which is why this stage isn't one peptide, it's a pair. CJC-1295 is a long-acting growth hormone releasing analog. It holds the ignition switch down far longer than Sermorelin can. And it's paired with Ipamorelin, which presses the accelerator by activating the ghrelin receptor. Together, they drive a much bigger pulse than either one could alone. This is the stage where people actually start seeing it. Fuller muscles, faster recovery, stubborn fat finally moving. Usually over 3 to 6 months of consistent use. Both are small injections under the skin, typically together in the evening. But even this pair has a limit. It still depends on your liver converting growth hormone into IGF-1, and that IGF-1 reaching your muscles through general circulation. The signal is still indirect. The next one skips the entire line. Here's the cruel bottleneck almost nobody knows about. After all that brain, pituitary, liver, your body finally makes IGF-1, the hormone that actually tells muscles to grow. And then it gets arrested. Within minutes, proteins in your blood grab it and shut it off. That tiny window is your muscles get. It's the real reason some people do everything right and still stall. The signal shows up, then vanishes before it can do its job. IGF-1 LR3 is engineered to dodge those proteins. Instead of minutes, it stays active around 20 to 30 hours, and it skips the entire assembly line. The brain, the pituitary, the liver, delivering the growth signal straight to the muscle. It also does something that no other peptide on this list can. Most peptides make your existing muscle cells bigger. IGF-1 LR3 may also stimulate the creation of entirely new muscle cells, expanding the actual capacity of the muscle itself. One honest note, IGF-1 LR3 is an advanced compound used at the top of the ladder, not a beginner's tool. None of these will build muscle if you're sitting on the couch 10 hours a day, instead of giving your body a reason to grow. Now the part the peptide sellers won't tell you, every one of these is an amplifier. And an amplifier with no signal coming in just makes silence louder. If your training isn't consistent, the growth hormone fires with nothing to repair. If your protein's too low, the IGF-1 shows up to a construction site with no bricks. You don't get superhuman results from the peptide. You get them for real training and nutritional foundation that peptides then multiplies. Train consistently, sleep, eat enough protein, and then look at your biology before injecting anything. That's what we do at Vive Wellness. Our muscle growth protocol starts with full blood work, IGF-1 levels, growth hormone markers, testosterone, inflammatory markers, all measured before we prescribe a single peptide. We don't build protocols around what's popular or what's worked for someone else. We build them around what your blood work is actually telling us. So if you're in your late 30s or 40s, training seriously, and your body has stopped responding the way it should, book a full clinical assessment at Vive using the link in the description below.